watch how short this is going to be.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Ashley Bailey from KLIME-EZEE. I'm the owner of the company, and this is Dale from operations. So he's. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, I run between the office and the factory, make sure that everything's running as it should be, and hopefully soon going to be becoming one of the lean leads. That's one of the things we're looking to sort out.
Yeah.
Louder.
Louder.
Loud.
Okay. So we manufacture mobile warehouse steps. So I don't know what the American equivalent is, aircraft steps, or you have them at Home Depot as the orange sets, I think. Everything from a little one to usually about 5 meters high for warehousing. All around the UK. We don't ship around the world or anything. It's purely in the UK based. We only manufacture to order. We don't stock anything because of the different combinations. And we have a 10-day delivery lead time. In reality, it's about 5 to 8 days anywhere in the UK from order to delivery. Our competitors are around 15 to 31 days, which is what we used to be before we were lean, so or lean thinking. So we're smashing it at the minute. So all I said, we don't sell directly. Everything we do is from our resellers' websites or catalogues. That's how we get our product out there. Okay, so lean's really important to us in terms of customer focus based. So why we're here, Paul asked us to do a little bit of a talk about the one big thing that has affected the business in the past 12 months, but really we've kind of got a few things that the impact has rippled through our company. So we're not going to explain all the whys and wherefores, because I'm sure there's people that are here that are far more educated than we are and can explain Kaizen events and everything else, but we're 15 people in our company, so we just get on and do it with a lot of the things. So this is the first thing we did. This is Michelle, and she handles all our customer service side. She literally yesterday emigrated to Australia, but she's still working with us and based on this. So the first thing we changed was brand consistency. This was the big thing that when we went over to Michael's place in Germany, Michael Althoff over there, Michelle and I saw that it was literally branding, yellow tools everywhere. So that was a big takeaway for us. We brought it back into the company, and from the lean side, that helped build our identity as a company. It helped everybody pull together as a team, and it was internalized as well. So everything, you see the lime green on there, that's in everything that we do. Is kind of a corporate colour now, and that the external focus of that to the customer, actually this side is all the information that we give out. So Paul's influence and takeaway from visiting FastCat was, give the customer everything and then some. So we literally rebranded all our information, made it really simple, and pushed everything out to the customer on our website. So from the lean aspect about serving the customer, how can we better serve the customer? We get way less calls now from customers asking for information. Everything is out there on our website, including all the lean side and everything. So it literally changed the whole customer base for us. Now our sales are up around 30-35%, and we don't actively sell anything. We don't market anything. We don't advertise anything. This is purely coming from what we deliver out to our customer to serve our customer way more than our competitors do by giving that information out. It's one of the big takeaways from Paul's place. And this goes as far as for 11 years, my father had the company before me, for 11 years he chased a particular large catalogue company in the UK to get our product in there against a competitor's product for 11 years, trying all the usual things, take everybody out for dinner, all the hampers at Christmas, the bottles of wine, everything you normally do to cut sales. Nothing. I hate sales, so we don't do any of that side of it. We had 2-3 months ago a call from them. One of their customers specifically requested our branded product, so we supplied them, left them alone, didn't make the phone call to them or anything. They came back, they now opened an account with us. So from our side, from pushing all this information out to the customer and not chasing anything, let them pull it from us, everything just completely changed for us on the sales side. So I'll hand over to Dale on the next thing.
Okay, yeah. One of the main tools that we use is our morning meeting. I can't stress how important the morning meeting is for us. I mean, excuse me, I'm a bit nervous talking in front of people. Yeah, so basically with the morning meeting we just run through the pulse of the company to highlight any problems we've got and to address those problems and get them sorted out of the way. We go through the improvements that people are doing, and then also we have the issues. So any issues that people are having are raised in the meeting. Now, one particular issue, this is one of the big things that we've changed just recently, one of the main issues was that we've got a press that produces the treads. The press. It produces the treads for our product. Now, this particular press, there's one guy. Is he there?
Is there?
Yeah,
Wilf?
that's Wilf. There's
Yeah.
one guy, and everything to do with the running of that press was inside his head. So it was one of those where the flow of the treads that were being produced was inconsistent because it was all down to one guy. That caused us bottlenecks. So the stock was either feast or famine. The allocation of the labour was bad because
It's everything's centred around this one machine in our factory, because the part that this produces is in every product that we manufacture, the actual tread part that you stand on. But because it's in the kind of the back of the factory, this one guy just looked after it for years, and the guys that are manufacturing our product, kind of magically these parts appear from somewhere.
Yeah, and every meeting he'd bring up, well, not every, but majority of the time he'd bring up about this press fairy.
Yeah.
And the press fairy is?
This is the press fairy. So he'd say to people in the meeting, because every day it was, well, production slowed down because we've run out of parts, this particular part, or we've got enough of this one, but we're not manufacturing any of this at the moment. We need this one, and we've run out again. And he was trying really hard to push this out, that people, are kind of more considerate about everything that's happening in the factory and seeing the bigger picture. And he was trying to raise that in the morning meeting. So he said he brought this thing about the press fairy, that she comes in the night and changes the tooling over in the cover of the night. She magics up these raw materials in the middle of the night. It produces hundreds of parts that you're going to require for the next day. It's all the fairy that does this, because nobody was really paying any attention to it, and the parts just appear. So basically, if this guy's off sick, the thing was, well, let's leave it till he's back. Or if he's going to be on holiday, well, let's mass produce everything so that while he's away, we've still got the part. So that was a killer thing for us. So kind of Dell came up with a solution for that.
And the solution was a simple, on a whiteboard. We just drew out the Monday to Friday kind of layout, and we used the post-it notes. And on the post-it notes, you've got like the actions. So you've got like the for example, we have the punch, the notch, and the fold of the treads that we manufacture. So we use these just to get it out of his head onto the board, so that people can just see from a quick look, a glance at it, how busy we are with what we need, and it's just out there on the board, isn't it?
Yep.
And within 3 days, it dramatically improved the amount, the flow, and it even got it down to, if you can see on the drawing there, on the slide there, there's just one item on there.
Yeah.
Because we've got it down to.
This looks like there's not a lot of planning on that board. But the first time we did this and put it on the wall, we just said to the guy, look, just keep an open mind. We're going to try and work out a way to do this and make it visual. And we stuck all the post-its and we said, what are you going to do this afternoon? Well, I'm going to change this tooling. Okay, that's going to be this afternoon. What are you going to do tomorrow? Change that tooling. Well, how many are you going to press? We're going to press these. So he was getting it out of his head, and you could see literally the relief come off his shoulders that he can get everything out of his mind onto this one board, that other people could now see in our morning meeting to say, this is what's happening during the week. And immediately you could see, all these yellow ones. You're going to change tooling on the day that nobody's here to press anything. What's the point? Why don't we move this from here to here? So for him, it helped his planning side anyway, and it helped the allocation of labour a lot more. So within 3 days, there was post-its all over this. Within 3 days, we'd literally gained a week of production on this machine, so that there's one post-it left on there for changing for the following week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
it now means
it was stress-free.
It also now means that, like for myself, before I'd walk out into the factory, and you'd be like, I'd have no idea what needed doing. One look at that board now, I can see if anything needs doing.
Yeah.
Anybody can have a look at that, and it's simple to understand.
So this has now given us a smoother flow within the factory. It decreased our inventory that we were carrying, and it increased the production capacity. So we actually produced these treads for one of our competitors. So it meant we can react faster to things and control things a lot better within our own.
So in a nutshell, what would you say happened there?
By taking that tribal knowledge out of his head and putting it on there, he's trying to think every day, if people are off sick, who was going to go on the press. And
very visual.
It really made it visual for him, but it meant that in the morning meeting he wasn't talking about this press fairy, something that people couldn't see. Everybody could now see what was happening on it, so they could say, well, I'm kind of finished in my area, I'll come and go on the press for you and do the punching this afternoon. So they could move that up. Or they could say, well, materials are not coming in at the moment because we go through purchasing, but if materials aren't in, we can move that.
So clarity of information for him and for everybody else.
And for everybody else, yeah. Then the ripple through the factory of that side meant that the parts that people were getting, they're more conscious where these parts are coming from in that part of the factory. So they can say if they're coming low, they can come and see what's coming from the board and know that tomorrow more parts are coming through the system. Or they can go and alert a lean lead and say, look, this stack's going low, we've had a lot of orders in this area, so that we can quickly move things around and then change the tool in the day before, different tool in different parts. So the flexibility on that piece of equipment is incredible now. We're way in front, and it just works like a dream. So this guy's now very, very happy.
Sleep at night.
Yeah. So there's a couple of examples of what's happened, and I've been talking to a few people that say, hey, Ash, we've seen on the YouTube videos and things like that, and it's great to catch up with people here. But it seems, we've spent a couple of days at Greg's, it seems that no matter what size of company we are, whatever product we manufacture, we're all kind of following this lean methodology. We've all got the same problems, either employee engagement or trying to be more clarity of information. We've all had the same issues. It's been speaking to gentlemen is the advantage we've got, and especially with doing this kind of thing, I was grateful for Paul for the summit, is we can stand there and we've kind of got the original lean rat pack where we can vox and say, what would Paul do? Or what would Greg do? We know Greg's working on something like this would help us. Or Michael's working on something, let's vox Michael. And within minutes you've got an answer back of information that you just can't buy, that kind of connectivity with people. So we can have an issue in our morning meeting, we can vox Michael in the morning meeting, within 10 minutes get an answer back and make a decision on what's going to happen. It's not 3 weeks of planning, it's not meetings, it's not charts. We can react immediately to these things. So yeah, we keep it simple. So the lean from our side, it's completely changed our business. But 2.5 years into it, we feel we're only just scratching the surface when it comes to people and culture. We've spent a day at Greg's who's kind of very philosophical about it, and the amount that we've learned in 24 hours is just incredible. We've got so much to take back and then implement and then move forward again for maybe another 3 months, and then maybe go and see Nick or something else and share this information. So coming here today, I'm sure from tomorrow we can chat with more people and learn more. But the ability to put that back into the company is just incredible.
So in a nutshell, I hear that you've simplified the processes that you're working with, create great clarity.
Yeah.
You've simplified the messaging to your customers, right?
Yeah.
And the result is they're responding to you more favorably with more sales, less work for you to get them.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
And now you've got this unusual field of collaboration with all these other lean leaders that you're learning together with.
Yeah.
These are the big things that have made the difference for you.
The big difference to us, because and it all feeds into itself. So we've by having people making improvements and changing things during the morning meetings and during the day and 3S and everything else. Everybody knows what we're talking about. So by doing that, everything interacts with each other. Greg and I had a good conversation about it all. That everything feeds off itself. It's not one single thing. It's not a magic wand that people are starting lean. You kind of, I get it, and you do the one thing. It's you start doing that, and 3 months in, it's no, I get it. It's this now, and you watch Paul's videos. You watch something you talk about now. 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 18 months ago. You'll come back from Japan and say, I've got it. I thought lean was about this. It's not. It's about quality.
Right.
Yeah. 6 months later, I thought lean was about quality. It's not. It's about this. It's constant. The learning on it is constant. And being able to share that.
I think it's fascinating that you've taken KLIME-EZEE, a relatively mundane product, if you will, and made it almost sexy the way you've marketed it. You've made it very interesting and captivating because you've made it really awesome.
That's the side thing. I mean, we was on a flight today. It's the first. Who did we fly with this morning?
Southwest.
Southwest. Okay, so that's the first time we've flown Southwest. Okay. The way they speak and their whole methodology about what they're doing comes across. Yeah, it's humorous and everything. And we've done that to our company. Like I say, we made it sexy. And our customers, there's a couple that don't like it. And it's the same as the Southwest. Well, thanks. We'll miss your business. But the other people, the loyalty that's brought to us is incredible. They love dealing with us, and it's a similar. I know it's a similar thing with Michael and his guys. They love dealing with companies like that. It's just a pleasure to deal with them. And we have suppliers that we're changing to deal with us in the way that we like to do things now, and you know, they love it. The fact that they can turn a lot of stuff around a lot quicker.
And we've got to wrap it here and move to the next one,
Yeah.
but I just want to say a couple things about ASSE, which is incredible. And Dale, is what they're doing is they're training the police department, they're training major corporations like JCB, some of the
Yeah.
biggest companies in England and UK are coming to ASSE to learn lean, which
Yeah.
is really exceptional.
Yeah.
So you're doing an awesome job. Thank you very much.
Cool.